This week on Stormwatch, Randy Casey of the Athletic Department talks about our MATC Student Athletic Program.
People that you meet, not just on your personal team, but teams that you compete against and stuff, that you have relationships after school's over.
Then, we take a look at MATC's fundraiser, Empty Bowls. We also listen in on Dr. Williams as he talks diversity at MATC.
We hope to change our institutions. We've got to break the pattern that we're in and find new pathways of being.
Welcome to Stormwatch. I'm your host, Matt Hammond. The 1940s and 50s was a time period that changed the look of America. MATC played a major role meeting the needs of that time period.
In the 50s, during World War II, MATC provided vital training. Marianne Gross, an MATC retiree, explains.
Well, we stayed in business 24 hours a day, which was very unusual. In other words, if you needed training, we would train you in the middle of the night. We invented a lot of courses during those days. So we had people learning to do things that were needed in the war effort. The Red Cross was here giving classes, and nursing assistants were being trained because they needed them in different parts of the world. The increase in the number of students happened right after the war. And like in 1946, suddenly we had 4,000 veterans who were there using their GI Bill, and they developed courses that they would need to restart our industry in a peaceful economy.
MATC's longest employed staff, Susan Skasny, explains how MATC met the needs of the community.
It kind of shows how far we've come from back when it was decided that we needed a school like this, and over the years it's just always met the needs. During World War II, it met the need. And when there were a lot of women, displaced homemakers, we were there for that. We've always been there for what was needed at the time.
MATC in some ways stays the same and of course changes with the times. The way it stays the same is that it has always maintained its focus on serving the working people and their children of this city. And I hope that that never changes. It should continue to do that for the next 200 years. At the same time, as the economy changes, so does MATC, because we train people for the jobs that exist.
This is Dan Vang reporting for Stormwatch.
Today, MATC continues to develop new courses to meet the needs of people, pushing the industry forward. And here to talk about that era, we have our first guest to arrive via time travel, Bobby the Mons Monzarelli. Thank you for joining us, Bobby.
Thank you for having me. When they said the opportunity to travel to the future came along, the whole MATC got together and nominated yours truly, Bobby Monzarelli, the Mons, a.k.a. the Mons Ratata.
Thank you. My first question, what are you actually going to MATC for and why?
Ooh, back in my day and age, 1955, I'm in the automotive program. I keep the wheels a-turning, the engine churning, the rubber burning, and that's what I'm learning.
How is MATC different now than it is in your era?
You got all these talking boxes with the pictures like the TV, except they got a row of buttons in front of them, each and one of them corresponding to a letter of the alphabet. And you got the Mickey Mouse show, except you can go in and change them with a pen anytime you want. You want Mickey to interact with his left hand, he'll do that, or he will interact with his right hand. Also, in the hairs cutting department, you got all sorts of new styles for the Afro-Americanas.
So quickly, the first thing I noticed you did upon coming to the future was buy new shoes,
I bought
future
myself
shoes.
a pair of these fancy schmancy future shoes. I think you call them the Nikkei brand. And this right here, my fine friend, is whoosh ratata.
At MATC, help us learn, explore, and think about the world around us. We visit the Diversity Conference, learn how empty bowls helps everyone, and learn the importance of a healthy spine, all coming up on Stormwatch.
On Tuesday, October 23rd, MATC's President's Diversity Council hosted a diversity conference designed to encourage discussion and dialogue about diversity and what it means to MATC.
Searching for an opportunity to run. And when the cheetah sees that antelope, the cheetah goes hurtling off after it.
Dr. Damon Williams was the guest speaker, and he shared his thoughts on what diversity has meant to him throughout his life.
You know, for me, it's been a journey, man. I don't think that it was any one moment. But I remember I went away to boarding school, and I was 15 years old, and I was in an institution where the majority of students didn't look like me from a racial and ethnic perspective. They didn't look like me in terms of being urban kids, and they didn't look like me from an economic perspective. And for me, my senior thesis was a research project focused on the civil rights movement, and it changed me.
Those who were able to attend articulated what the diversity conference means to their future experiences at MATC.
I was thoroughly impressed with it. I was like, okay, maybe that idea needs to be addressed because this is a school of diversity. The reality of it is that MATC is a living cell in the city of Milwaukee. When you walk around, like my class is very diverse. It's women, it's men, it's Latino, it's Indian, it's Puerto Rican, it's Mexicans, and all of that. So the issues need to be addressed, and when you discuss it, it makes it easier to deal with.
The Diversity Conference was part of a week-long initiative to promote the topic of diversity and how it plays a major role in the day-to-day lives of all of us here at MATC.
One strategy, used all the time, with no variation, in isolation. Simplistic.
At Milwaukee Area Technical College downtown, this is Warren Anderson.
I attended the 14th annual Milwaukee Empty Bowls event in Oak Creek at the MATC South Campus, where ceramic bowls were donated to be purchased by attendees. Gene Wells is the founder of Milwaukee Empty Bowls.
The premise behind Empty Bowls is that we have area potters, schools, hobby potters make bowls all year round. Those bowls are donated to this event where we sell them for $20. Attendees will purchase a bowl and then they get their bowl washed and they head downstairs where we have soups available for them to choose. They have a meal of soup and bread, and they take their bowl home with them as a reminder that someone's bowl is empty.
Treasurer April Clinter loves being a part of Milwaukee Empty Bowls as well.
This event is a great combination of arts, culinary arts, where the restaurants come in, and musical arts. So you have people that have made bowls up here. You know, they've been making them all year long. You'll find them on these tables behind me. People come, they choose a bowl. Kids make them too, so we get them from different groups that have made them, different high schools. And then we have musicians from around the Milwaukee area that we have lined up, and they're downstairs on a stage to entertain people while they're down there eating.
Empty Bowls accepts new volunteers every year, but some, like Michael Shale, have been helping out for a long time.
I look at it as being a professional working artist. This is one way I can give back to the community that supports me throughout the year. So there aren't very many opportunities that artists as individuals who work alone are able to support the community other than donating money or donating their time. So this is one way I give back to the community.
Bruce Biggie and Paul Carrier are the chefs in charge on the day of the event.
My job is the couple of weeks before I get the list of who's going to be donating the soups. I put it together by, as you saw out there, the different chafing dishes. I do it by each station, what's going to be served where and at what time. And then with the layout here, each one of our stoves that we have corresponds to one of the chafers out there. So it's kind of like making sure that they know to come back to a certain area, grab a soup, bring it out, and they'll always work with that. And just making sure that for the whole event, everything is ready to go.
I started with this program in 2000. I had my students involved, basically serving soup, and it started from there downtown for 4 years. Then in 2004, we moved out here to the Oak Creek campus. We've been involved ever since.
And of course, the event wouldn't be anything without the people attending.
I heard about it last year, and then we took her Girl Scout troop to make bowls for the event. And so we came to check it out this year.
I love looking at all the different bowls and the different designs of all of them, and I think that everybody who designed them and decorated them did a really great job, and I will for sure be back next year.
So there you have it, a great day to make a difference. For Stormwatch, I'm Cody Crott.
At the MATC Mequon campus, Lucia Francis is the vice president. She talks about the patio series.
Students can pick up some pointers that are very specifically related to the areas that the speaker has an expertise on, and gain some knowledge that way in a non-traditional environment. It isn't a classroom, it isn't a lab, it's actually a speaker and someone with whom to exchange ideas.
We know that it's a group of bones that house the spinal cord, but we don't grasp the fact that out of that spinal cord come all the nerves of your body except for 12 cranial nerves, and those nerves that come out from the spine control all of your health.
Dr. Richard Kemp is a chiropractor who gave a talk about spine care.
We started with senior homes, and we've done some health fairs, and we've done safety fairs for the police department in Menominee Falls. And there's two things wrong with our spine. First thing is it's always behind us, so we never see it. So we don't really see how other people see us because your spine dictates your posture. The most common cause of functional disability in people over 50 is spinal disorders. You know, we're going to do a spinal screening, which is what that equipment over there is about. And what the spinal screening basically does is it shows you what your posture is like and how other people see you. What this does is it kind of shows people what their posture is and how other people see them. They're standing up here with their back to me, and I line this up with the tops of their hips. And so if a person's standing with a hip that's a little higher, the line would look something like that. This is the top of their shoulders, and oftentimes they're not equal, they're not level. And this string is for the bottom of the skull, and it's the bottom of the lobe of the ear. And when that is level, that's a good thing. When it's not, it means that the neck is curved like that. It's deviated from normal. Getting the word out, you know, there's not a lot of guys doing this kind of a thing, you know, and I feel that chiropractic, especially the way that I practice it, can help them.
MATC always provides events and activities that can teach everybody to better themselves and the community. I'm still here with our time-traveling guest, the Mons.
Mons.
So, Mons, what do you hope to gain from your experience here at MATC?
Well, as I've been told that I will be at some point after the taping of the show today be headed back to 1955, and Baba Monzarelli's got something stashed in his pocket called the internet that I will be inventing, so you all can look for that. I also got a couple hit jamma songs that I'll be singing with my a cappella group, the Battle Axes. I think you might be a little familiar with a song called California Girls, You're So Incredible, Daisy Dukes, Bikinis on the top. I'm gonna make that a hit, baby. I'm sexy and I know it. Boop 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 boop.
How does MATC differ now from when you're from?
Baby, one thing I learned this week was y'all can register for your classes online. You know, back in 1955, you got a class, you gotta stand in line. Not online, in line, and that'll take all day. You want to look at something, you've got to flip through all these big books with all these big codes to find it. The accessibility I found on your computer machines is unparalleled to anything that I've ever seen in 1955. That is according to the Mons.
Quickly, if you could pick one piece of equipment that you can see in the TV program back with you, what would it be?
My makeup lady, Anna Wilson. How you doing? Ratata.
MATC has many features and traits that help their students, from the athletics department to keep the students active and fit, to a cheaper parking to keep their wallet fat. Then a music video about how stress takes a toll on our everyday lives. Made by MATC students, all that is coming up on Stormwatch.
To some students, Randy Casey is a helping hand, someone to search out in time of need. To others, he is still unknown. This is Randy at work.
He's doing an amazing job just getting us out here, getting us known a lot more. You know, he, like I said, since he's come here, I don't think he's had a losing season yet as far as basketball goes. I know he treats a lot of the sporting programs pretty good as far as getting good uniforms, getting good facilities, things like that.
Randy actually helped me with my schedule and like getting financial aid and everything, so having the athletic department around here has been a really big help.
Randy, the AD, he helps us out with our grades. He pushed us forward in life. He helped us get to the next level that we all want to be. So he encourages us like a lot, and the coaches as well. It's really nice.
My name is Randy Casey. I've been coaching here at MATC for, this will be my 5th year. Been coaching overall for about 17 years. The athletic director here, this is the start of my 3rd year.
Randy, overseeing all sports programs at MATC, keeps players motivated to perform well in sports and, more importantly, in the classroom.
Definition to me of a student athlete is a student that is doing all phases of what he needs to do to represent our department. That's taking care of his classwork, getting good grades in the classroom, representing himself in the community and on the particular field or court that they're participating in.
My role as a student athlete is obviously school first, books always come first. I'm laying the foundation for a future right now, so that's really my main focus here. But I use athletics more than anything to kind of fuel that fire, to make sure that I'm in the classroom all the time, you know, make sure I'm doing good in school.
With being a student athlete myself, you know, there's a lot of people that you meet, not just on your personal team, but, you know, teams that you compete against and stuff, that you have relationships after school's over, that you continue, you know, to bond and grow with those people as they grow in life.
As for the camaraderie of the team and making new friends, I've actually made a lot of new friends on the team. I like all the guys. They're very personable. At times we get annoyed with each other, which is typical for a team, but it's just overall enjoyable. I really love the team and I love the guys, and I'm excited to see what happens this year.
They're all goofy, they're nice, you know. We play hard, we work hard. You know, if somebody's down, we don't like knock them down and keep them down. We give them like encouraging words and tell them like it'll be okay. And I enjoy playing with these girls. They're real nice.
And with Randy in charge, it makes all the sense why MATC Sports is on the ride.
Reasonably be cheap. It's $1.50 if you use the stamps at the Bradley Center. Other than that, it's $3, and that's fairly cheap for parking.
I agree. $1.50 is fairly cheap by today's standards, so why don't more students use this method of parking?
Because I thought it was expensive to park over here every day, and I'm a college student, so I don't want to spend my money on parking. I'd rather just get the free parking.
Why did you think it was so expensive? Now let's remember.
It's $1.50.
To park at one of MATC's fine and spacious parking structures, with permit of course.
I feel parking at MATC is very convenient,
It's right there. I just walked right through the welcome doors. Right here at the bottom. And I'm here. I can run into class if I'm late.
If you're late, how about if you get to school on time?
Finding a parking spot is kind of a hassle because there's like so many people there ahead of you, and you got like traffic coming in, and like you have to try to get there a certain time to get like a spot, and there's only 2 levels with parking for students.
Hassle? What, are you not familiar with all the parking here at MATC?
Yeah, the only parking I'm familiar is with the stamps at the Bradley Center.
Stamps? At the Bradley Center? What? Are you not familiar with the very big and spacious brewery parking structure located on 9th and Juno? You know, the one with the awesome shuttle service driver in the mornings, Frank?
My name is Frank Semrad. I drive the early morning shuttle. I've been here be 4 years come December.
Wow, 4 years? That must be a lot of trips. I wonder how many Frank does each day.
Oh, I don't know. There are times I handle between 60 and 70 people, and days when it's bad weather, I'll handle over 100.
Wow, that's a lot of people. And just imagine if every student at MATC knew the cost and perks to parking in the structure. Is MATC getting this information out?
No, because before I didn't even know that we could park there for $1.50, but now I do today, so yeah, no, I didn't know.
What can MATC do to spread the word? To inform the student body of all these cost-effective benefits?
Like they need to have flyers around or something.
Whether you take the shuttle from the brewery parking structure or choose to walk, always remember, MATC parking is way better than street parking and very affordable. It sure beats.
Walking, especially like in the wintertime, snowy, icy, walking from hillside to here, big hassle, so yeah, it's the walking.
So park in a structure, catch a shuttle, and enjoy your day.
At 5 o'clock every day, lost in thought, I make my way down Erin Brook, past Silverhook, near Barrenbarkle Bay. It's never more too late to stray unto the path in early May, till 8:10, for it is fate that I should always stay. Pacing thither, from here to there and back again. No rhyme or reason, forget the season, pacing down Edinburgh Lane. For years it's taught I'm a fool, walk back and forth in heat or cool, cross bridge and stone, I'm all alone, except for that old and rain is nature's tool to bring one back to one small rule. You cannot hide beneath the tide, and that's not taught in school. Pacing thither, from here to there and back again. No rhyme or reason, forget the season, pacing down Edinburgh Lane. As I walk both up and down, I think the teacher's lost renown, for all to know and must say so. Down here one cannot drown, for Edinburgh runs top the town. blood would first take o'er the crown. Upon this road I'll trod till old, and never shall I frown. Pacing hither, pacing thither, from here to there and back again. No rhyme or reason, forget the season, pacing down Edinburgh Glen. Dear friend, I say fast, stop and think your words recast. Here in the glen I'll pace, and then you'll see that you're outclassed. Well, they have let me be at last, their patience I have now surpassed. In peace I'll pace and soon replace discomforts of the past. Pacing thither, from here to there and back again. No rhyme or reason, forget the season, pacing down Edinburgh Glen.
That was wonderful stuff. That is all the time we have on Stormwatch this week. I would like to thank my guests, the Mons, for joining us. And I want you to stay classy, Milwaukee.